we share? This is going live. Okay. Then I'm going to press here, then share, so that way you guys can get in if you want. It's up to you. So let's see here, share to group. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and post this. There we go. All right. So this is 28 seconds in. So if you come in a little bit late, I'm sorry. This will be posted as a video on my channel. So let's hope for the best. Okay, so first of all, I wanted to go ahead and clarify some confusion from what I could see on there. There was a lot of things on there where it's just like, people didn't seem to believe me that what I said. And I went ahead, I've been calling the number all day today. And I talked to probably around 8 or 9 people about the criteria for the income to see if I could possibly get the document to show how they actually judge it. The good news is that they do have the document. They do have the document where it says that if you make below 30 million, you get 1 year. If you make above 30 million, but below 60 million, it's 3 years. And then above 60 million should be 5 years. According to about 7 people, they confirmed this information, and they didn't even have to look up this information. They just told me, yes, that is correct. And I did ask them, is this official information? And they told me, yes, that is also correct. So it is official. That is the criteria they are going by. There is a document that they do use to go by. And that's what they used in the immigration office that I went to. The bad news is that this information is not released to the public. I tried to get this document so that way I could show the actual criteria, that I'm not making this up, that they're not just making this up. And I wanted to confirm whether this was an actual document or was this just a number that they just made up. So that was kind of my purpose as far as calling them, because I wanted to confirm this information as well, because this information affects everybody. And if this is actually true, it is also important to get this document so that way you can show this to the immigration officer so they don't trick you into saying everybody gets only 1 year. I couldn't get the document. They said that document is an official government document that only that they can have at this present time. They cannot release it. So they said that that particular document, as far as showing the criteria of the income in choosing how many years on the visa, would not be released until probably next year around January. I asked them if he was sure, and he says that I don't know. So nobody actually knows the actual release date of this particular document. So plan B, this is my suggestion as far as this is concerned. The good news is that that number, the foreigner hotline for information, have this document, and they get this information from the government itself. So if you make over 30 million and you want to make sure that you get that 3-year renewal without having to fight with the immigration officer, my recommendation is before you go up to the counter, call that number, talk to them, have them stay connected with you, and then let them talk to the immigration officer. So that way they can confirm this information. So that way they're not going to just tell you, that it's only going to be 1 year, no matter what. I've heard so many stories so far about, like, one of the offices was mentioned, and that they only gave them 1 year, no matter what they made. And I talked to the officers on the phone number, several actually, and they said that what they did was wrong. They should not have done that. And I told them that they should do something about that so they don't trick people out of their years. as far as that is concerned, because I already heard that there were several people that, they made over 30 million but they still only got 1 year. They should not have done that. And if that is the case, that means the immigration office, as well as that phone number that is connected to the government, as far as that is concerned, are not communicating. So that needs to be addressed before you get it renewed and have it permanent or something like that. So that is my recommendation. If you cannot have the document in hand, which I did try desperately to get, the first time when I first called and I asked for the document, she thought I was talking about the point system. So she gave it to me, which was lovely of her. But I told her, I called them back. It's like, that's the wrong document. I needed the tax document that actually showed the criteria. And they said, we can't release that yet because that is a file that they have in their computer that belongs to the government. And they are not even allowed to share that with anybody just yet. I think that is bogus, in my opinion, but that is what they said. So we're just stuck with having to call the number and then going to the immigration office. So that way, if you're making above 30 million, I'm being so nervous and I don't know why. I hate cameras. If you're making above 30 million, I recommend call the number and be online with somebody that can confirm this information, and then go up to the counter with them on the phone and have them talk to them about as far as what the criteria actually is. So that way you're not just stuck with 1 year if you made above 30 million. That would be my recommendation. So that way nobody tricks you. So that's my only concern. I did provide a document on there that talks about that actual recent change that is applied right now. So that is the actual file that proves that information, that they do go by the years. So it's not really it shouldn't be by the officer's discretion anymore. They have to follow that rule. If they do not, they could get in trouble as far as what they told me. So anyways, I tried to find out information that whether the income was before or after taxes, and the number didn't know. So if I'm going to know that information, I will have to go up to the immigration office itself and ask them, how do they judge it, whether it's before taxes or after taxes. That's how they judge the income. So I'm going to have to do that sometime. I'm not in necessarily any hurry to do that because I don't got time, but I wanted to at least give you this information. This is confirmed information. This is not hearsay. This is actual official information. So, also, I saw on there a question that I thought was very interesting, and I wanted to do some research on it. And I did ask them that there was this one person that mentioned is like, if you have 100 points, on your chart, the F2-7 visa point chart, and if you have like 100 or more points, then you don't have to worry as far as the income is concerned. You can just you will have automatically 3 years. That is confirmed. So technically, that is the only way that you can have more than 1 year without having to look at your incomes if you have above 100 points. But if it's below that, then you're going to have to go by how much money you actually make. So that information is confirmed. So that person said that was at Tongno immigration office, and that's what they told her or him. I'm not sure who that is. And that is confirmed information. But it's actually an alternative route. That's the only way. So that would be the only way that can be separated from income. So that's my updated information. Sorry, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I don't want to make it too long. I already went over the limit that I was hoping. I was hoping only just 5 minutes, but that's just my information. And I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Okay, bye.